So we're looking at the 15, 30, 60, and 240 minute time frames of the Euro US dollar right now. I've got a couple studies on these charts. Just so everyone knows, the white line going across some of these charts, that's the 200 period simple moving average. Of course, I've got my wave, the green, the blue, and the red lines you'll see here. It's the 34 period exponential moving average. One on the high, one on the low, and one on the close. I also have the auto chartist plugin for the MT4 platform, where my chart patterns and the lines you see that are drawn on all these charts, these are automated, and that's the last plugin that I've got running here. Oh, I do have the Grab plugin, the Grab. That is available for free at my website. Let me just give you that information here real quick. Again, the Grab plugin is something that actually one of my Facebook friends, of all people, actually designed for me. And again, it's Grab, as in green, red, and blue. And it's the Grab plugin for MT4. And like I said, it's available for free at my website at RagheeHorner.com. So you can download that. And if you're comfortable with installing MT4 plugins, knock yourself out. It's an easy one. Okay, and what it'll do is it'll plot the wave, the 34 period exponential moving average wave that I use. By the way, 34 is a Fibonacci number. I'm a complete fan of Fibonacci, not just as a trading tool, but a mathematical law of nature. It will also do this color coding, the shading of the candles. And what I get here visually is an interpretation of when sentiment shifts from bullish to bearish to neutral. Neutral being blue, bullish being green, of course, bearish being red. Okay, so that's what the Grab does for me. I think it's just an interesting way to look at candlesticks as they are interpreted with their relationship to my 34 period EMA wave. Okay, all right, so what I'm focusing on here is initially making sure that my charts are in their market memory. In other words, I want to have the proper view of each one of these time frames so I can see all the relevant, important price information, major rallies, declines, significant highs and lows, etc. Okay. One thing that I've been watching for the morning, and let's go ahead and do this right now, is there was support in this area between 35.20 and 35.10 on the 15-minute chart of the Euro US dollar, which seems to be tested right now. And what we had was, let me go ahead and show you the support I was looking at. So I was looking at support around here, 35.20, around 35.10, which we subsequently broke. Where's my 35.10? I'll just put that there for now. Okay, we seem to have broken it, and now we're really starting to test 3,500 now, the major psychological level down here. Now, one thing that I have to keep in mind, and this, I don't know if this is a gap on your charts, but it's a gap on mine. Do you see that here? Again, I'm not sure what you guys see on your charts. On my MT4, I see a gap. On my E signal, I do not. Okay? But there's a gap here on the 60-minute chart that you can see. You can see it on the 30-minute chart as well. And gaps are like windows. They like to be closed. What I mean by that is this gap right here, this last candle before the gap, had a high of 34.98. 34.98. And that means in order to quote-unquote close this gap, prices have to trade down to 34.98. Now, I realize that it might be slightly different pricing for different different folks because of the data feed. That's probably one of the challenges with Forex, because we don't have an exchange-driven market, a single exchange-driven market. There'll be slight differences in the data feeds. I know just the difference between, on this screen that I'm looking at with you right now, I've got my MT4 fed by one data feed, okay? Then I've got my e-signal fed by, I think, over 180 or 200 different data feeds. Very different. Gaps don't happen all that often, but when they're as big as this one, there's a certain psychology of, again, wanting to close that window. So as we test 35 here, testing this support here, there is going to be, again, some support waiting around 34.98. This is going to be support, as I said. 3,500.00 is obviously support, so we'll see what happens in this area in terms of the gap close here. Okay, so what I wanted to explain was there's nothing really for me to do with this gap close. I'm not looking to buy into it by any stretch. Okay, but what I am looking for is a support level from which prices could bounce, because what I'd really like to do on this 60-minute chart is play a short if we can rally up to resistance. I'd like to play a trend follow, not based upon a breakdown through support and momentum. I'd rather play the corrective entry short. That's always been my preference. There's a downtrend on the 30-minute chart as well, but I prefer the 60-minute chart because when we have been exhausting into the 34 EMA low, this red line here of my wave indicator, it's been holding prices pretty reliably in check. That's what I want to focus in on. Now, here's where the pip movement can be of great help. Let's go and examine that, because I think that could be of great help here. So if we're going to go ahead and take a look at our pip movement indicators, I'm going to log into my power stats here, and we're going to take a look at a couple things. All right, first of all, the nature of the euro US dollar right now during these hours of the day over the past, say, month. We can do a lot of different examinations of it, but I want to know what its current mood is for the last month of trading. Okay, so what I'm looking at right now, what we're looking at right now, is a breakdown of the way the euro US dollar has been trading each hour of the day across a 24-hour day. Now, the hours that are of interest to us right now, of course, are the hours of 8 to 12. Those are my prime trading hours, 7, 8 a.m. to about 12, 1 o'clock. Okay, what is that taking advantage of, by the way? The overlap between Frankfurt, London, and the US. Anytime London is open is a viable trading time. But you'll notice, even for the euro US dollar, the volatility increases, or the average pip movement increases based upon these three major financial centers being open at the same time. So let's take a deeper look into what this means as far as any kind of expectation I might have for whether or not the euro US dollar might bounce, where it might find resistance, and what kind of pip movement range I might see between now, it's 9:15, and about noon.